All right, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So I think I finally found it. I think I found the format that's going to work for me here on YouTube going forward. And first of all, I just want to thank all of you. There have been a ton of you lately that have been coming into my Twitch streams and, you know, telling me how much you've appreciated my videos over the years and how you've been watching for X number of years and looking forward to new videos in the future and it really motivated me to really start brainstorming lately. How did I want to come back to YouTube? What kind of videos do I want to make? What do I want people to get out of my videos? And I'm really happy because I think I've found a format that works for me, because I do stream full time on Twitch now. For those of you that don't know, I'm streaming there almost every night playing weird, quirky retro games. I'm speedrunning, I'm playing, modern games here and there. We have a ton of fun on there every night. And, you know, my YouTube videos can't be what they once were, spending hours and hours and hours editing videos and putting together top 10 lists and all that stuff. I needed to find a format that works, and I think I found it. So basically, how this is going to work, it's going to be very casual in nature. We're going to kind of sit down one to one like this. The editing is going to be very minimal. It's pretty much going to be me editing on the fly here. And whatever video I decide to make, like today, we're going to be checking out 5 awesome games that I think you guys may have missed this year that I played and streamed. And we're kind of just going to go sit down and review over the gameplay, my own gameplay. All the gameplay I'm showing you here is from my live streams. You may hear me talking in the background because, well, it's pulling audio from my live streams. But we're going to sit down and we're kind of just going to go through and review over these games. And, it's not going to be this high class presentation with crazy editing and all this crazy cut edit. No, we're just going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to let you guys know about, what the heck I've been playing lately. So what do you say we don't delay too much longer and let's jump right into the first game here, which is going to be SolSeraph. Now, don't mind. Yes, you're seeing double Pete down here because this is my live stream. You're seeing me playing down there in real time. I've put my webcam in the top right here, which should cover up the double me in most situations, but sometimes you're going to see me down there. Anyway, SolSeraph here. So this game came out a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed this. So this is billed as a spiritual successor to the ActRaiser series, which I have a little bit of experience with. I'm not like hugely into ActRaiser. I've played it. I've dabbled in it. This is developed by Ace Team, which you guys may remember from developing the Xenoclash series, mostly in Rock of Ages. I just got killed there, as you can see, because this game is actually quite difficult. So what do you say we thumb through it a little bit, and just to kind of show you how ActRaiser-y this game tries to be. It actually has town management, but the town management is tower defense. Okay, don't get yourselves too excited. It's like straight up tower defense from like the kind of tower defense games we were playing. I don't know what 8-9 years ago. These sections get really old really fast. The special part comes in these side-scrolling levels. I mean, they're super challenging. There's a lot of mini boss fights. There are boss fights. Very easy to die. Like, this is old school platforming. Like, look at what's happening here. Like, old school difficulty, old school platforming. Great challenge. We're kind of just gonna jump through here as I thumb through the gameplay. So yeah, between every major level, you kind of do these tower defense sections, and they get old really fast. Like the first couple, you're like, okay, this is kind of cool. I can kind of get back into some tower defense. But by the end of the game, you're kind of just wishing that they were over with. But I can't speak highly enough about these side-scrolling sections, and the visuals are also quite beautiful. As you can see here, it's got some great lighting. The music in this game is phenomenal. There's not too many repeating enemies. Like, there's a nice variety to the types of enemies that you fight in this game. And, in typical fashion, there's boss rushes towards the end of the game. I won't go too far into the end of it here so that you don't get spoiled too much. But just check out these visuals, right? Look how beautiful these environments are. I don't know. I love how every time I thumb to a section of gameplay, like I'm just kind of randomly jumping around. Every time I thumb to a random section of gameplay to show you guys, it's me just getting murdered by something in this game, okay? So like I said, very difficult game, but worth checking out if you're a fan of old school difficulty in platformers, or, if you're an ActRaiser fan. I'd still say if you're a big fan of ActRaiser, even though this isn't exactly ActRaiser, I think you're still going to get some enjoyment out of it. I ended up playing on the PS4 version, but this game is available. I have a list here so I don't forget. This is available on all platforms, so PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Alrighty, so the next game that we're going to be getting into here, I had quite a bit of fun with. I've kind of somewhat distanced myself from really brutal hardcore puzzle games like this lately, but I think some of you are going to get a kick out of this one. This one is called Etherborn or Etherborn. So this is a very what's that game called? Echochrome, right? The one with that sort of has the shifting planes. There's a couple of games that are like this, and forgive me, I should have prepared beforehand, like trying to remember what the heck those games were. But you know exactly what I'm talking about when you see this, where you walk on platforms, and as long as you remain on that platform, like you see the perspective shift here, right? And then I can fall off this ledge. This is very early on in the game where I'm still trying to figure out the very brain twisty sort of physics of this game. As you see, I messed up there, so I could have fallen off the platform and fell onto the ground safely. So let's thumb around here a little bit. A very ethereal game. This game is very dreamlike. The visuals have a very pastel sort of dreamy quality to them. The music is also very dreamy. It's very somber and relaxing, which is, let me tell you, it's a really good thing that this game has a very relaxing soundtrack, because it gets brutally difficult later on. So I got stuck on this one level for probably about a solid hour and a half, which I guess is a good thing because the game is not overly long. From what I remember, it's like 4 or 5 levels. And you're meant to just go around and collect these orbs, and you have to collect a certain amount of orbs in each level in order to progress to the end of it. Very simple, very straightforward. There's nothing crazy here. Like, it's pretty much just perspective shifting and collecting orbs. But let me see if I can get you to the level that I really got stuck on. Yeah, this stuff here, like, now you can see how hard this game is starting to get, right? Like, things moving and coming into view as we move around. Oh man, this was quite the level, quite the difficulty shift. You can hear me in the background here already saying to myself, this is going to be absolutely insane. And this here is the main level that had me stuck for who knows how long. Like, you can kind of see here, I started this level at 1 hour and 1 minute. And I don't think I got out of this. Look, I'm still in the same level here. Let's see if I can just show you a little tidbit here. This is me kind of just pondering, like, oh my god, how the heck do I get out of here? Let's see. Let's kind of just show you how crazy this can get in terms of level design. So every plane that you see here, I can walk on it. And here I'm starting to lose patience with the game because I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I'm an hour and a half in now, and I'm still on this level. Yep, still on this level. This is the 2.5 hour mark, and I think I finally beat it. It took me an hour and a half to beat this level. Hour and a half. So let me just click in and show you another level. So this game is over quite shortly. I think I beat this game in about 3.5, 4 hours. So it's a quick little play. This one's actually available on all platforms as well, so PC, Switch, Xbox One, PS4. And if I remember right, it was like 16, 18. Little expensive for what you would expect out of a game these days that is that price. I think a price range of around $9.99 might be a little bit better for most people, but you know, if it looks interesting to you, it's definitely worth the price of admission to play. Alright, so let's see here. Our next game, forgive me as I'm doing all this in real time. Our next game here is one that you may have remembered from a couple of years ago at E3 press conferences. We're checking out Sea of Solitude. So this is one of those like EA original games where EA helped publish this game themselves and help this indie developer get their game out there in a way that it may not have reached audiences otherwise. You know, they gave them some nice screen time during E3 press conferences. You know, this game definitely had some decent marketing behind it, or at least decent exposure, but you still may have missed it. You may have forgot this came out. So this is a game that deals with our main character, Kay, and it's a very personal journey through this game, sometimes a little too personal. Like, it really covers some topics that are not like taboo in video games, but like it definitely goes some places that you may not be prepared for on like emotional levels. And this may actually touch some of you in ways that another game has never really touched you before, because it deals with some dark subject matter. The main developer behind this, like, she actually says this is pretty much like a representation of her life's journey, and the game serves as a visual representation of what, you know, many humans may go through in their life in terms of self-acceptance, depression, things. You know, we won't spoil too much here. It's also why I'm not going to go too deep into my clips here. But as you can see, very artsy. I love these kind of games. The beginning of the game is quite deceptive in that most of the game isn't this open. The beginning of the game, you're kind of free to sail around, explore. You see me here, I'm climbing all over the tops of buildings, having a lot of fun. I love janky games like this. Like, I love trying to look for skips and glitches and everything. So I had a lot of fun exploring this. As the game progresses, it gets a lot more linear, but they have to do that for storytelling reasons. Uh, and you can see the game still is pretty bright, pretty cheery, but eventually we start going into really dark places like this. We start seeing creatures and monsters, and we start questioning, why is the main character herself looking sort of like a monster? And you have a lot of things going through your mind. They sort of trick you into thinking something is happening in the story a certain way, but then, it goes in a completely different direction. So there's a lot of nice story trickery going on. Deception, I guess, if you will. Let's jump a little bit further in here. Yes. Really creepy voice acting from the monsters in this game. One of them was kind of just talking to us here. So it gives you a nice sense of the environments, the atmosphere. Let's dive in a little bit deeper here. Yeah, you can kind of start getting a sense here for some of the imagery in this game is quite startling. There's a lot of these large, monstrous creatures, which are all representations for something that is related to the main character. We won't go too far, like I said. Let's not get in the spoiler realm here, because this is a very story-focused game. I don't want to get too much into that, but just check out these videos, like or my stream rather, simply beautiful game. And we won't go too much further in because it's going to start getting into spoilers, but just to show you a little glimpse of when this game ventures outside of just exploration and sort of interacting with other characters and things in the environment like this here. So don't let this fool you. It's not really a horror game. It's more of a very artsy game that wants to tell a story that's typically not told in video games, and I would definitely recommend it. I had fun with it. I think this one took me about 4.5, 5 hours to beat. It's kind of a one and done deal, so you're not really going to be playing that one and wanting to go back anytime soon kind of thing. But I'd still recommend it, especially if you're a fan of, games like, well, any artsy game, I guess is the best way of putting it. I don't want to really compare it to any specific one game. Alrighty, let's get into one that I'm very excited to share. This is actually the sequel to Journey, pretty much. Excuse the layout down here as well, because this is from my stream. Once again, you're going to see changes in the layout, so you're going to see some things in the bottom right there that weren't present in the other games. But this is Sky Children of Light. Oh, and by the way, Sea of Solitude is available on PC, Xbox, PS4, but not on the Switch. So this game here, I'm going to leave out a little tidbit until the very end, but actually you could probably tell by now. Alright, I might as well say it. This is a mobile game, alright? But don't let that deter you. Don't click off the video, okay? I know some of you hate mobile games. This is a full-fledged, console quality experience, alright? And this is Journey 2. This may as well be Journey 2 with online multiplayer. If you ever wanted to play, Journey in an MMO form, this is it. I'm sure maybe eventually this game will come to console, but I just look at it. It's visually amazing. Let me skip ahead for you a little bit here. So I played this on release day, which means that I had the ability to play completely blind, playing with other players that are completely blind. And what you're seeing here, that's another player. These are other players that you're seeing here sort of running around and interacting with the world. And the main idea is that you just explore. You explore the world, you make friends with other players, and you eventually unlock emotes. The main point of the game is you go around and you find hidden emotes, some of which require interaction with other players. So I don't know if I'll be able to quickly thumb to it and find it here. Perfect. Oh, here we are. So yeah, this was an experience unlike any other, okay? It's me and I think 6, 7, or 8 other players. I don't remember specifically how many, but these are all real players here. And we're trying to coordinate together without the use of text, only with this typical Journey style blipping and trying to quickly tell people to do something. So we needed everybody to get around to these shields, and we needed everybody to spin the shields at the same time. Easier said than done, right? Because not everybody quite understood what to do here. When people catch on, you can kind of tell. I'm kind of just standing there all right, guys, come on, we need to spin these shields, but you need everybody to spin them at once, and you can't communicate beyond just those noises and giving the sort of like glow around you. I don't know what you would
We just
call it
gotta
in
wait
journey
for more
speak.
players then. That's right.
It took about 20 or 30 minutes, but eventually we did it, and we all unlocked an emote. It was a very glorious
It
moment.
only
I
took
think
20
we,
minutes.
yeah, there we go. We did it there, and then eventually the
What's our
platform will
reward?
rise. So that's sort of like a nice example of the kind of things that you do in this game. And there's a lot of places you can
Like
go,
the whole
a lot of
constellation
things
is
that you
also
won't see in your first playthrough of this. And now here's the thing, right? You just saw a microtransaction screen there. Don't let that deter you. I
That's
didn't
why no
put
one under
I
recap.
didn't put a single penny into this game, and I got how many hours? I think I got like 3.5, 4 hours out of this game. An amazing experience from beginning to end. You never have to spend a penny in this game. The money spending is pretty much like, do you want more emotes? Do you think you're going to spend more time in this game after completing the main mode of the game? And I'll tell you that you can get an amazing experience out of this playing it completely free to play. Just give it one playthrough. From start to finish, you'll get several hours of.
Look at everybody else trying to do exactly what I am doing right
I'm
now.
getting pretty excited watching the other players flying around here. But yeah, like I just spent a few hours kind of flying around, exploring. I mean, look at these environments. And hidden and dotted around here are hidden emotes that you can collect. And you can add friends. Like a cute little moment that I had was I sat down on a bench with somebody, and if you add them as a friend, you can converse through text. Completely optional. I thought it was really weird. It kind of took me out of the moment because they were like, "Hey, what's up?" It was someone that I had played through the game with for like a good half an hour, and then all of a sudden, like we friend each other, sit on a bench, and we were attempting to chat through text, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is not really working." Now check this out, right? Like if you ever wanted to see
How do I light these?
journey encompassed in this, I won't give too many spoilers, but there is a part in this that is pretty much like one for one almost journey itself, which I thought was a nice little Easter egg. We'll show a little snippet here, right? Like Journey 2. Come on, people. So any of you out there that are Journey fans, um, you have to play this. It is available only on iOS right now, but apparently it is going to be coming out on the Google Play Store pretty soon. And the touch controls work really well. You probably don't want to play this with a controller because it just works so darn well. And I'm going to show you just a little bit into the later portion in the game here. It's not really a spoiler, but it's just kind of popping around to show you the different places that this game goes. And this is me here trying to figure out one of the later sections of the game with a player that we were together for like a solid hour, and we just, well, check out my stream if you want to see how that one went.
You're not gonna make this one.
It had quite the dramatic ending.
That was close.
So yeah, that's Sky Children of Light, one of the best games I think I've played in a long time, and it's a mobile game. Like definitely give it a chance. All right, we're going into the last game here that I wanted to talk about. So this is one. Oh, that's my little Twitch thing there. This one here launched not that long ago actually, and this is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. You may remember this being shadow dropped during what was it, Gamescom, I believe it was. So this is the kind of game that you want to play with an audience. You either want to be playing this with friends, you want to be playing this in a room with other people, you want to be streaming this, you want to be doing something. It's definitely more of an experience when it comes to playing it in a group setting, because this is an interactive thriller in the sense that you are making choices, and choices in this game really matter. And here, this is not a spoiler because this is like in the description of the game. You play as Erica, whose father was murdered, and you're trying to solve this murder mystery. And this is from the very beginning of the game. And as you see, they sort of have these interactive elements where you can play either with a phone, which I don't recommend that. You can actually just use your PS4 controller and the touchpad on it, and like use your thumbs to use the touch controls that way. But it's got these little interactive parts in it where like they make you interact with the game world, and you might think it gets really old and like cheesy as the game goes on, but it works and they look great, the interactive sections. And the choices that you make in this game are very important. I'm not going to show too late into the game because I don't want to show any spoilers, so I'm gonna keep my gameplay here to mostly in the beginning. But as you can see here, they're gonna have me thumb through this book, and check out how it looks. Check out how cool this looks. Look at that. So that's me thumbing through my touchpad on my PS4 to kind of check through the book. I've played through it twice. I played through this and beat it twice on stream, mostly just to see how the game differs from playthrough to playthrough, how my choices matter. And one thing I can tell you, your choices do matter in this. Some of them are more inconsequential than others, but in my first and second playthrough, I got two completely different endings. most of which were actually highly dependent on the choices that I made. So let's see if I can show you a part here. So yeah, you can see on the text at the bottom of the screen here, they're giving me two choices. This one here is not really all that important, but you know, it does unravel different parts of the story that you wouldn't have had before.
Anything. I should have let that
Acting
scene
wise,
sit
this
for like
game
5
has
minutes.
some
That way on
decent
Twitch,
acting
like,
in
you
it.
know, it shows
You'd
up
be very
right now
surprised, despite this game being sort
with
of
the
like
preview of
from
what's on
left
the
field,
screen.
out of nowhere. You might
That way
expect some
everybody
like
would
B
see the
actors.
preview of
This
what's up
game, the main actress that plays Erica, did a phenomenal job. A lot of people couldn't help but compare her to a certain uh, character on Game of Thrones, but you know, I'm sure you can come up with your own analysis on who that may be. But these characters here, like certain ways that you play through the story, you may or may not get branching story paths with these characters. Like they, oh, too bad I clicked away there. They were gonna have me open the bow on that, and just these cool little interactive sequences. All right, we don't want to get too far in because, well, apparently also nose bleeding in this game is a very important part to the story. So you want to pay attention to when people start having nosebleeds in this game. So I can choose to comfort her, confide her, and depending on what I do, there actually has quite a large impact on the story. So you can beat this game in about an hour and a half. And will you want to play through it a second time? Most likely not. I mostly played through it a second time because it's quite short, and I, you know, was streaming this game and I wanted to get more than one playthrough and to kind of see where it went. Most people only play through this once. It's only $9.99. This is only on the PlayStation 4, however. Yes, a giant foot. It's only on the PlayStation 4. I'm actually pulling that rose petal out of her foot with the touchpad.
I should have let that.
You can only
scene
play
sit
through
for
this on the
like
PlayStation 4 right now, and it's $9.99. So like the price of a movie ticket, you're getting a pretty here's a weird scene. You're getting a pretty crazy experience, and I'd actually highly recommend it. So that is Erica. Those are 5 games that I think you may have missed in 2019 that I really enjoyed. All of these you can see full playthroughs of on my Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/PeteDorr. I'm streaming almost every night. I've been streaming like this for several years now. So if you've ever wanted to hang out and, you know, kind of talk with me and talk some games, I play some really weird stuff on there. We have a lot of fun on Twitch, and I hope to see some of you there and encourage you to stop by. And if you enjoyed this format of video, like if you want to see more of these types of videos where we kind of sit down and you know, go over some of the games I've been playing from my Twitch stream, and you know, add more value to them rather than just. A lot of people say to me, "But Pete, why don't you just upload your Twitch streams on YouTube?" There's not too much value in that. Like, if you want to watch those, you can just go to my Twitch page. Whereas here, we add some extra value to it. We get my sort of like post thoughts, my post commentary on it, and you know, I get it. Some people are not in the live streams and prefer video formats like this that sort of summarize things. So hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, let me know. Leave a like. It'll let me know that you guys are, you know, enjoying this format, and maybe I'll see you over on the live stream sometime. So anyway, it's fun to be back and finding a format that I think will work for me here on YouTube. I don't want to be too long-winded. Once again, just thank you for the support and all the kind words that you guys have been sending my way. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.